Hey, Aries. Ooh, what was that? Sorry, guys. All right, let's see what's going on for Aries. We're going to go into the second week. Yeah, let's go into the second going into third. So we're like doing the second going into mid part of October. Let's see what's happening for you guys this part of the month, because I feel as if the energies should start clearing up for you. All right, the card that just fell out was the Three of Swords in reverse, which is nice because it's healing. All right, and we always want to feel like we're healing, because once we're healed, we have paths that are clearing open for us, and it's making way for our new future, so we can start building new things in our life, like new relationships and new everything. So what's the deal with my Aries? Second going into mid part of the month of October. What's the situation? Okay. You're like, why is she doing these weird ass looks? All right, guys, these two are cups. Well, that's a pentacle. Pentacle talks about stability and things like that. So I'm going to read obviously work and love here, but to me, these three are cups. These things stood out the most to me as far as your situation is concerned. See, in the back of your mind, you're thinking about what's the right option for you, right? Are you making a mistake? Or are you not making a mistake in regards to a relationship or a place where it seemed like you had a happy foundation? Like, it's like, I think you're thinking like, well, it's not broken. It doesn't need to be fixed. So why am I breaking something that doesn't need to be fixed? What's the right fit for me? Because obviously you're feeling a different kind of way. Because I see you not feeling emotionally happy. Although it seems like the right fit, like they like you like them, but there's something also missing. So now you're trying to figure out what is the right fit for you. Because at the end of the day, maybe it is the right fit, but I don't know. I feel like you're not getting the love that you want. You're not getting what you need out of the situation. So you're still working towards that goal. Right? And of course, a lot of you, this could be a marriage or a commitment or a relationship. So you're leaving to go towards something that is going to fulfill you, right? But I do see you going into something that does fulfill you. And I like that this is at the bottom of the deck, because this is further on down the road. Anyway, the Eight of Pentacles, some of you guys are working really, really hard on your craft, your hobby, your job, whatever it is that you're working on something diligently, but look up. All right, because you're sitting here looking down. Yes, you're building all these accolades. Yes, you're building all this financial resource. Yes, you're building all this money and kudos or whatever it is that you're building, reputation, but look up. You have enough. All right, because this is the Eight of Pentacles. You want to get to the 9 to the 10, right? So you have enough. So this talks about like you have enough of skills to be promoted. You have enough done here to move where you want to move and live and do. You have enough to buy something. You have enough to create a relationship in your eyes the way that you want it to. So maybe you're sitting here thinking to yourself, what's the right fit? I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. But at some point, you're going to have to stop and look up and see what's missing to get to the 9 and the 10, right? So that's your situation. Let's see what's going to happen when we clarify those. What's coming in towards my Aries, please? I don't know if that's too noisy, but I'll just turn it off. I was freezing. See, remember earlier when the card that fell out, the Three of Swords in reverse, came out again? And the Hangman, which is Pisces energy. And the Three of Pentacles, collaborating with somebody, third party situation. When I say collaboration or third party situation, it can also mean like marriage counseling, you, your spouse, and the counselor. That is also third party. So others of you, this is maybe an affair, third party, maybe at work, a third person who's like part of your situation somehow, some way. But anyway, what's coming towards you is you're trying to heal from a situation where you feel as if you're stuck, right? You feel like you're trying to work things out. This could even be at work with a team. You're trying to collaborate with a team and get over something that felt kind of heartbreaking, maybe neglect. I'm feeling there. I feel a lot of neglect, actually, regardless if it's work or love. So you're trying to see something differently. I think you are too, because you're stalking the situation. You're trying to do your homework, get more info, something. Aries, you're like an enigma in the middle of October. I think you already know what's what. And I think now you're moving forward from the decisions you recently made post eclipse, like something that eclipsed in your life, whatever you were thinking about changing or doing from the last 6 months. You're applying those changes now in the middle of October. As sad as it is, you're moving forward, but you're rethinking it all. What is it that Aries doesn't see coming their way? That's why you're doing this. Obviously, you're doing it because you want to be sure. I get that. But you're still going to do what you've been thinking of doing. I know this because I know in 2026, everyone is going to have different lives. You're thinking of your worth and your value, the Empress. Single. See, when I first started doing tarot like 20 years ago, and I used to do like love readings and things like that, and I would see the Empress, I'd be like, oh, this is a pregnant person. Yes, it can, because sometimes cards are literal. Or it means that you want a family, or you want kids, or you're trying to bring something into this world, like a business, a family, whatever. But moreover, the most important part of the Empress is she thinks of her worth and her value. Yes, I say this often. Yeah, I know my worth and my value. No. I mean, really dig deep. You're evaluating something in your world where you feel like it might not be measuring up. So you are making moves because you are trying to bring something into your life, like love, like a career, right? So you are the Empress, but you're doing it alone with the Nine of Pentacles. This is a Dolo card. Doing it alone. Nine of Pentacles on an individual level. Independent financially. Independent as in a relationship. Single to mingle as a tasty little Pringle. That is you. Because you know your worth and your value. Because for you, you value yourself at a high caliber. So you're not going to deal with anything less. And the only thing there that can be of same value with the Empress is the Emperor. You know when we have that saying, it's lonely at the top? Yeah, it is. Because not a lot of people can reach that maximum value. But you're seeing that now. You're like, okay, I'm not going to lower myself all the way down to a page. At least a king and a queen, so I know that they can elevate near me. But this is what we start doing in our minds right before we cancel someone or we cancel something. And it is definitely someone or something from your past. Yes, you have fond memories of them. Yes, you have happy memories. But now you're like, well, what the fuck am I doing with myself, my life, my shit? This is when we do these things to ourselves. It is definitely for our betterment, but that's also your intuition triggering you to feel and think this way. What is the advice here for Aries, please? Take a leap of faith and a risk and be the friggin' Aries that you are. Why do I say it like that? Because you got the Fool card. And this is an Aries card. And it's in your advice. And I never see that. The Fool in advice, I don't think I've ever seen it. It's saying for you to be you. Do what you do best because nobody else in the zodiac wheel can do what you do because everyone else is too scared. Nobody, takes a leap of faith and they fly off a cliff not knowing where they're going to land. No one does that. Nobody quits their job without having something lined up. Nobody leaves a relationship or a marriage without having something lined up except an Aries. Because Aries have that, how can I say it? Not just courage and being brave. It's because you're in the pursuit of happiness. Underlined quotations. You're in the pursuit of happiness. So you're going to spread your wings. And you know you'll eventually land somewhere. Somehow, somewhere you will land, right? You don't care. You shouldn't. It's in your advice. So in my mind, when I see the Fool in the advice position, I almost feel like there's a safety net there somewhere. I don't know. The universe is throwing it out there. They're saying, go, fly, Aries. Spread your wings, go. There will be a safety, landing there. Because I always say that which is meant for you won't pass you by. This is true. So sometimes it means us leaving a situation or a person or a job in order for them to open their eyes. Not that you should be doing that for that reason, Aries. You should not be doing that for that reason. Absolutely not. You should go because you want to find your happiness. That pursuit of happiness I was just talking about. You need to let the universe do that job. If somebody's to come back to you, they got to come back correct, right? So that's when they'll come back to you. See, at the bottom of the deck, it's talking about reconciliation or good news, or if you want to not be single, put yourself out there, start dating, start socializing. The Three of Cups definitely talks about socializing. This is literally why you see 3 cups here. It's like ching ching when you go to a bar. Cheers. It's putting yourself out there. It's networking, socialize. Same thing with work. You want to grow your business, you got to go out there and network. You want to progress in life. Even like my kid who's 11 years old, who's a little dancer on an elite dance team, she still has to go network. She still has to go to conventions. She still has to put herself on the map if she wants to elevate. It's the simplest thing that you can do in order for you as a human being to grow in whatever industry, avenue, or situation you want for yourself. Spread your wings and fly. Take a leap of faith and a risk and do you. What you do best, Aries. You're inventing something? Go do it. Go hustle. All right. What is the outcome of the week? I feel like this is a soft encouragement from the universe, Aries, like for you to start moving, you taking that risk that you want to take in mid-October. Another Aries card, the Page of Wands. Why is the Page of Wands an Aries card? Because it is a child, but so is Aries in the zodiac wheel. And that's not a negative thing to call an Aries a child. A child is innocent, but a child also explores. A child is also curious. That's why Aries are so far advanced in, when they say leadership and growth, it's because they start from such a young age to be curious about everything and wanting to do everything. And because you want to do everything by yourself, you learn a lot quicker and faster than almost everybody else. But that energy never really leaves you. That child inside never goes away, right? That's the beautiful spark about an Aries. See, it's saying that you're going to do this again. You're going to bring out your innate feature of being curious. You want to start exploring. You want to see what else is out there. I think what you do is you internalize and you turn within. I think you start getting a little selfish, but not in a negative way. I'll explain. See, selfish in a negative way would be 9 of Cups in reverse. But when I see the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, wholly different. See, upright position, the Queen of Pentacles is somebody who is nurturing, love, kind, caring. It's usually an earth sign. He is very stable. This being you, because you're my queens. Now, in the reverse, it's kind of what the Queen of Pentacles does is, listen, I took care of y'all. I got to take care of me now. So you open the door and you take the welcome mat and you bring it inside and you close the door. There is no welcome mat because right now you need self-love. You need self-care. And that's what the Queen of Pentacles in reverse tells me you're doing. You're taking care of yourself, right? You want to start exploring. You want to see what else is out there. You want to change your predicament, your situation, your perspective, where you are, everything. You want to change it. And to me, honestly, Aries, it's freaking exciting. And I'm kind of happy for you. Almost to the point where I'm like really trying not to cry a little bit because I'm getting sentimental. You might not feel that way yet, but you will. Especially in October. And then once you start seeing that momentum, once you start seeing those change, you will grab onto that momentum and you're going to start moving and flowing. I hate to say this, but anybody who puts themselves on a diet and they see change, it starts picking up momentum. Anybody who starts saving money and they see that they're getting rid of debt and their life is changing slightly, it picks up momentum. Once you start socializing and you networking and you start making connections, it picks up momentum. This is the stuff I'm talking about. And you're going to start rolling with it. It's as soon as you start putting that force behind it. That's why your advice is still, telling you be the fool over here. Let's start clarifying and see what's going on here. Because I do see you working really hard towards something, but it looks like you are leaving a one-way love situation. It seems like you are leaving, I don't know, like a dead situation. I was going to say dead end. I wouldn't say it's an end. I would say it's right now a little dead or numb. What is this Eight of Pentacles? The Eight of Cups. And that's what eights are. Eights are after the sevens, which is pausing and reflecting. Eights are telling me over here that now you're making the moves. You're moving forward with plans. Oh, another eight. And the Four of Swords. You're definitely healing. See, I love healing energy. It comes in forms different for everybody. It's not always the same. Yes, it can be heartache. Yes, it can be divorce. Yes, it can be recovering from a fucked up boss that fired you or a coworker that's, screwed you over or whatever it is. You're healing, right? And sometimes it's literal. Maybe you're physically healing. I don't know. But as we do this, as we heal, even if it's literal, like you're healthy now again, you could do shit again. You can like run, sprint, be physical, be active when you feel wonderful. But if it's like metaphorical, mentally, it's like, oh my God, my space is open for new beginnings. My space is open for a new relationship. My space is open to go back to school and get a degree. Whatever, it's a great feeling. Now, the Eight of Pentacles tells me you were stuck for a long time. Somebody comes along, unlocks the door, and lets you out. So if you were in jail this whole entire time, someone unlocks the key and leaves the door open. They say, yo, look at you. I want you to see that the bars weren't actually in front of you. You're blindfolded because you didn't know what to do. You didn't know what the right choice was for you. I'm going to show you. Listen, these are your options. It's not usually easy. This is like kind of somebody, let me put it to you this way, and please apply this to your job that you've been at 20 years, or a marriage, or a commitment you've been at for 20 years, or a friendship that, you know what, you've changed and you've been in for 20 years, but you're a different person, they're a different person, I don't know what. Imagine you are somebody that was in jail, quite literally jail for 20 years. Society, humanity, people, your home, everything's changed. New buildings, new places, new faces, new everything, new technology. And now you got to put yourself out there. After 20 years of being in jail, the door opens. Some people are scared to walk through and go out there. This is what's happening to you. Your jail cell door is open and you got to walk out there to a new environment. And for you, this is also part of the healing process. This is why I kind of like your outcome. That's why I was getting a little sentimental, because I was already suspecting that from the beginning. Over here, you're at the end of the week realizing, you know what? I think I've been nurturing so many other people. It's time to nurture me, because I haven't realized that I've just been doing nothing but dishing out me to everyone else. It's actually me time, right? Me as in how you show up in a relationship and the kind that you want. Same with your job and your career. Now, what is the Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords in reverse, and the Hangman for Aries, please? See, now all the cards are kind of aligning to what I'm talking about. Look, you have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. See, when a 7 goes in reverse, it goes towards the 8, right? You just had a bunch of 8s here, and now your 7 is telling me, look, upright, you were pausing and reflecting, and you were saying to yourself, should I take one of these seeds that I've planted the last 20 years and plant it in another garden? Yeah, Aries, if you built all this coin over there, don't you think it's going to grow over there too? Yeah, because the same energy you put in that, if you put the same energy over there, you will get these coins. So this is what you do. You get up and you go. You said, okay, I'll take one of these little seeds and I will plant it over there. Because you start realizing that you can grow whatever it is that you want to grow. So this is what you start thinking. This is the process, because when you're in this stuck stage, you're going to say, wait a minute, I can take what I know here and put it over there. It's transferable. It's like skills that you could transfer to another thing. Maybe you grow a whole brand new relationship with the same person. I don't know. It's possible because I do see you leveling up here with the Four of Wands. This is great. Others of you, I don't know, you might be leaving the coop, leaving the nest. Let's continue. The Empress. Look at this. Just popped over in my face. Yep. You are definitely using your intuition. The Empress and the Nine of Pentacles in regards to something that you were committed to. See, moments of doubts are always going to creep up on us, right? A lot of times we're like, well, this isn't broken and I don't need to fix it, but why do I want to leave it, right? We question these things. We have doubt. So with the Empress and the Nine of Pentacles, you're having doubts about doing something alone, right? Because it looked like you had a job that was paying you very well, or this is about a marriage and a commitment, the Ten of Pentacles. You're torn. Do I stay with this person or that person? Do I leave this and just do me? This is what it's about. You're having this internal struggle right now in the middle of the month, but you're also calculating your worth and your value as the Empress. So that's the catalyst. But along with the Empress, you also have your doubts. Because the person that you're dealing with was stable, is sturdy, but could be boring and hasn't grown and hasn't evolved, but is still stable and earthy. Wow. Three of Pentacles is here again. You're very much torn. I'm shocked that you have the Fool in the advice position. I don't know if I'm comfortable even reading it, but that's what it says. Take a risk. I don't know what that risk is for you guys. You're going to have to let me know in the comments down below. The Fool. Okay. The Hangman goes in reverse now. It says once you take this risk, you get unstuck. You fall from the tree. See, right now, your ankle is tied to this tree. This was in the position of what's coming towards you, right? Now it's in reverse in the advice under the Fool. The Fool is saying, if you take a leap of faith and a risk, you will get unbound. You will be unbinded from the tree and you will fall and you will be able to walk away. Like if I was to use AI on this card, which I'm thinking of doing, this person will get down from the tree and start walking away. Thing of the past, you could close the door to your past and you can have your future. Six of Cups. Yep, you just need to start taking action. All right. I see what I see coming, but we have to read just for this part of October. What is the Queen of Pentacles in reverse and the Page of Wands? At some point, guys, I want you to understand that I have those of you that have stuck with me from the beginning. Thank you for sticking with me. The advice is always great for whatever's going on in your life. But at some point, some of you guys do graduate the situation, and I hope you do. I hope some of you could come back and tell me all is well years later, you know? Page of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. See the Two of Pentacles in reverse. You feel this is when you make the choice. This is when you finally make the determination. You stop juggling something because you tell yourself, well, I can't, this is not conducive to my life. It's also, not sustainable. I can't keep juggling these two things in the air. Or I can't keep juggling this idea in my head. It's going to make me turn into like a crazy person. I need to take care of myself so I can figure my shit out. I need me time, my alone time, and I need to go out there and explore what's right for me. So you stop juggling. You stop the juggling act. You stop pretending to be something for someone when you realize that you need to take care of you, right? You feel bad, you feel guilty. Why? Why do you feel this way, Aries? Stop it. No. You need to do you right now because maybe you're the one who has to come incorrect to your person. It's always vice versa, right? You definitely have some form of abundance to work with. Let me show you something, kiddos. Look what's behind there. The Emperor. This is you. This is the Aries card, the ultimate Aries card. The one you want to be when you start bossing up and leading, right? With direction. Some of you, I don't know if I should go into this, but I see what the end of October looks like. But some of you are looking at a reconciliation, but I don't know if that's what you want or the way to go. Your lover's back here too, but that's like much later on. Let's stick to this mid part of October over here because these are the energies you're going to be dealing with here and now. Let's see what we're going to read about in the extended. You're the only sign that for membership that has been grandfathered in for monthly subscription, which is just Aries. And then there's the all access pass. Everybody else's subscription is on another platform. I couldn't change it. It's just the way YouTube was setting it up for me. All right. Playfulness. 2. Bring back romance. You have to allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. I wonder who they're talking about, but I do understand this. You deserve love, and when I see this card, it usually means I wasn't getting it in a relationship, or I wasn't finding it where I was with someone. It was becoming one way, one-sided. I wasn't getting the emotions I needed, thus the 8 of Cups that I saw you doing. All right, let's pull one last card from Spiritual as Fuck, because why not? Let's make it funny, light and fluffy, and, you know, take these with a grain of salt. We'll take those. Rise above your fuckheadedness. What the hell is this about? We're all fuckheads in our own way. The trick to winning at life is developing the ability to identify our own flavor of fuckheadedness and then rise above it. What one little thing can you do different-ish? Or, you know, better-ish. Today, you be a beautiful fuckhead you. The other card, you gonna cry about it or boss up? Pro tip. Interesting. Do both. You could do both. The real ballers feel their feelings and do what they know they need to do right at the same time. You still the boss, even if you crying boss. I love that. That's so true. That is so, so true. All right, guys, that's what I have for you this week. I hope you enjoyed that. We'll see you on the next one.